Alright ladies, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can target the upper butt. How you can get a more defined looking butt like these girls right here. There really is no separate muscle at the top there. It's all part of the gluteal muscles and the lower back muscles. But I'm going to show you how you can create a more defined upper slope like it goes into the upper butt as well as the lower slope in the lower butt to create a nice round butt like these girls here. I'm going to show you the exercises to target the gluteus medius, minimus, and maximus muscles as well as the lower back muscles. Most of these exercises, if you've seen my videos already, are not new. You've seen these in my exercises for bigger butt raised legs videos as well as my bigger hips video. So if you don't know how to perform some of these exercises I'm going to be showing you, you might want to look at those videos to know how to see how to perform them. I'm going to be moving pretty quickly because I got a lot of information to cover. The first one is the Romanian deadlift with a partial knee bend. You want to make sure you stick that butt backwards with the partial knee bend. It's a nice smooth motion, as you can see. You might need to stand on a stepper right here if you're not getting enough of a stretch, or if you're using plates like I am and you're touching the floor already, you might want to use a stepper. Stiff leg deadlift with no knee bend. In this one right here, you can see no knee bend, and it works the upper butt as well as the lower back. Don't want to bend below 90 degrees for your safety though. The good morning is pretty much a replica of the stiff leg with no knee bend. It's pretty much the same thing, as you can see, just the barbell is on your back this time. You can use a barbell or the shorter barbells or a body bar. You want to use lightweight though, because this is a very dangerous lift. You got to have lower back strength and ab strength already if you want to perform this lift. So you might be better off just performing the stiff leg with no knee bend to strengthen first before you go in to do this. You don't have to perform these. I don't perform these. I don't really encourage anybody to perform them, but you can perform them. They do work the glutes and the hams, and you want to have somewhat of a slight knee bend like that, but you know, it's just an extra lift you can perform. Hip back extensions, lower back glutes, hip flexors. You want to use the Romanian bench there, legs behind the rollers, and you're pretty much squeezing at the top of the lift. The reverse lunge, excellent for targeting the glute muscles, much better than the forward lunge. You want to make sure your knee doesn't go before your toes. The Bulgarian split squat, pretty much similar to the reverse lunge. However, whatever one you want to perform, they pretty much work the glute the same. Cable kickbacks, also great if you have access to that machine. Lying hip extensions as well to help the glutes and the hip flexors, lying on the bench. If you don't have the bench there, you can obviously use the Superman's lying on the floor. Lift your legs up and your arms up, pretty much like you do in Pilates or any other thing, and you're squeezing your glute at the top of the lift. Side lunge is very important to work the gluteal muscles, hip flexors, quads, and inner thigh muscles. To work those side muscles, you've got to use the side lunge. You also want to preferably use heavy weight when performing side lunge. Hyperextension exercise is great for building most muscle, burning the most amount of fat, and creating the most amount of shape. So females that have a lot of body fat on their frames and want to burn a lot off, you want to use these lifts right here. Conventional deadlift right here. Excellent for targeting the upper back and the glutes. You want to squeeze at the top, use heavy weight if possible. Bridges as well, bodyweight bridges, or even the barbell bridge that I show in my bigger hips video. One-legged bridges, anything right there. You can also put weight on your hips if you don't use the barbell. Hip thrusts as well, another great exercise. These are all hyperextensions. They create massive muscle in the glute, and they also burn a lot of fat off. So if you're thin, you may not want to be performing these. Kettlebell swings as well, but they create excellent shape. Protein. You also want to increase your protein because if you can't develop muscle if you don't have enough protein in your diet, make sure you're eating balanced meals. I've discussed this in a couple other videos and what type of power foods you might want to eat. Now, if you have too much body fat, that could be covering up your curves and not being able to see that upper butt curve if you have too much fat around your lower back as well as on your hips. So if you have too much excess fat, you need to shed that off, so you will lose some hip size possibly during this process, but you will be gaining shape at the same time, which is better. So these exercises are great. The hyperextensions are excellent traditionally for females that have a lot of mass in their frame, have a lot of body fat, are susceptible to gaining body fat real easily. And if you're looking for ultimate shape, then you want to really do those hyperextension lifts. You don't want to be doing them too much, obviously. If you start to see negative results, if you're a thinner female and you're doing the hyperextension, you're seeing negative results, and you want to reduce the amount of time that you're working out, the reps, the weight, and such things like this. You should be performing your exercises twice a week with heavy weight if you're using heavy weight, or 3 times a week if you're using body weight or light weight. But these are the most effective exercises for shaping the gluteal muscles and the lower back.